guys, I'm Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing tips for online school. Some people are going back to school and then some people are doing half and half and then some people are doing completely online. For me, I actually have a lot of experience doing online because if you've watched some of my other videos, you know I have done online school for some of junior high, high school, and then I am in college now and I am doing online school. So with that being said, I have a little bit of experience and I'm going into my second year of college, so technically I'm a sophomore in college. So I'm very excited to get in this video and I hope this video helps you. So I'm just gonna get started. So the first thing is what I've learned. It takes a while to get into a pattern for online school, and it's kind of confusing because when I first started it, everybody was like, you get into a pattern after a certain amount of time. I never knew what they meant. I thought I could just get into it and it'd be simple and easy, but it was actually a lot harder than that. If you feel kind of confused or at first, it will get better, I promise you, and you'll soon get into a pattern and it will be a lot easier. So I just want to tell you guys that, because give you some little motivation there, because you got this and you'll eventually figure it all out and it will become really, really good. But the first thing that I want to get into is online school is very, very time consuming for some. College especially, if you're doing full online for college, it's very time consuming, and it's very about balancing your time and being motivated to do it and being very concentrated on one thing, which can be kind of difficult because you really can't procrastinate. One thing I would tell you for online students, do not procrastinate. So one thing I do that helps me is I have a planner, obviously, and I write stuff in my planner that I have to do. But for college online, and I think a lot of high schoolers are doing this too, and maybe some other schools, I don't really know, for online, but they don't give your assignments that you have to finish, like, oh, I have to finish this by tomorrow night or tonight. They give you like a week to finish your stuff, which for my college they do that, but they do have things that you have to turn in like 2 to 3 days as well. But what I like to do is I like to write it down, and not only write when it's due, but write when I'm going to get it accomplished. Because if I set a day of, okay, this is due on Friday, but I'm going to get this assignment done by Wednesday, I think of that as my deadline instead of Friday being my deadline. Therefore, I will have it completed and turned in by Wednesday instead of Friday. Therefore, not letting me procrastinate, because that actually very, very helps. Because if not, I'll just be like, oh, I have till Friday, I can do it. And then you start the assignment and you're like, I wish I had more time, and then it does not turn out good. So that is one thing I definitely recommend. It definitely helps. Another thing, number 2, that I recommend is I like to get my hard stuff out of the way, because if you get your hard stuff out of the way, then you know you have that completed. Also, if you need help with that, your teacher is more apt to help you and you can better understand it because you have more time with that assignment. And then after you finish your hard stuff, you can go to your easy stuff and it will feel like nothing because you've already finished all of your hard stuff. Also, if your hard stuff took more time than you expected, you know that all you have left is your easy stuff to finish, so that is super helpful as well. And it's a little bit of like relief for stress as well, because you're like, oh, I got this now. I just have all these little assignments, easy stuff to do. It's nothing. I got this. So that is something I definitely recommend. Another thing I recommend for online school is this. This may take you a hard time to understand, and a lot of people actually think it's a good idea, but I will go into this. I'm just gonna say it personally. For me, it may not work for you, so whatever you do, Again, these are just stuff that works for me, but it's actually super, super helpful, and this has helped me a lot, and I wish someone would have told me this right when I first started online school, because it would have helped me a lot. Thankfully, throughout all of my college last year and all that kind of stuff, I do not do this, and it was great, and it was amazing. So I'm so thankful I did this, but this is so true. So a lot of people say that they're like, do an hour of work and then 5 minutes of rest, hour of work and 5 minutes rest. That's great, but do not grab your phone out. And the only reason I say that is because the phone, personally for me, is one of those things that I grab and I end up taking it out and I think I'm going to use it for 5 minutes, and then I end up being on it for an hour or even 30 minutes or even 10 minutes, or basically just more than I thought I was going to spend on it, more than the 5 minutes. I do keep it beside me in case I like want to play music or something like that, but I'm not actually on it. But I do not do like the 5 minute break and I pick it up, because that does not help at all. As another tip is, do take a break to stand up and walk and to close your eyes, because you might be surprised, but sometimes the computer can actually like hurt your eyes, and you can feel like you're getting a headache, or you can feel unmotivated to do anything else because your eyes are hurting and you're getting fatigued and tired, and you're not walking, you're sitting down and you're staying stagnant, which can be super unhealthy as well. So just make sure you have a moment where you're like, okay, maybe not every hour you pick up your phone and you have 5 minutes of break, but every hour you like close your eyes for a couple of minutes, or you stand up and you walk around the house a little bit, or you go outside and get a breath of fresh air outside in the backyard or something. It can be stressful doing online school because it seems like you're teaching yourself sometimes, but like in college it just gets a little bit more like stressful because you have all these school assignments and you're like, oh my goodness, and it can get a little bit like stressful. So getting a breath of fresh air actually does help. And again, when you're going to school, you get times to get out of your classroom and walk across campus, and you're not getting to do that with online school. So with that being said, that is kind of like your breath of fresh air moment. Motivation is very key, and time management is like so important. One thing I would definitely recommend is staying organized and staying on top of things. But sometimes when I like write like clean notes, cute notes, I have like a theme for like my notebook, my binder, and I have my tabs and everything's like all organized. It keeps me more motivated to like, okay, I'm going to study because I have this, or my notes are so cute, I'm going to write more notes, or I have a test coming up, I need to do this or that or that. And it actually does help you keep motivated, which is very, 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 very good. Those are just some tips I have for online school that have helped me. And yes, it can get stressful and it can get a little hectic sometimes, but education is a great thing to have, and I've learned the importance of it. And I know all of you are going to have a great school year, and just stay motivated, stay on top of things, don't procrastinate, rest your eyes. It's okay to take a break every once in a while and rest your eyes and walk around, and ask your teacher or professor for help if you need it. Most of the time they will respond. Don't be afraid, and don't be like, oh, they think I don't know it, even if it's last minute, because sometimes people will be afraid and they're like, oh, I waited last minute, they're not going to help me now, but they actually may help you. So it never hurts to ask. If you make it stressful, it can be stressful, I've learned that, but if you make it relaxed and you think you're going to have, and you know you're going to have a great year, and you know you're going to stay relaxed, that everything's going to be okay, it will. It's all what your mind tells you, and you breathe life and speak life out into the world. It actually does help, and it doesn't actually matter about what grades you get. I personally like to get good grades, and you may too, but If you get a lower grade than you want, if you did your best, that's all that you can do. And don't like be stressed out and be like, oh, I can't try anymore, I got this awful grade, because you can bring your grades back up. It's always great to ask, like I said, and it doesn't matter if you get a low grade or a lower grade than you expect, because if you did your best, that's all that matters, and your best counts, and your best is exceptional. Never compare yourself to others, and I hope you have a great school year. I know you're going to have a great school year, and you just have a fun-filled, non-stressful, relaxed, nice, enjoyable school year. If you want to, you can click the subscribe button down below, and I will be so appreciative of it. And I love you all so much, and have an amazing year, guys. I love you. Bye.